Surprise, surprise, second Game of Thrones teaser in as many days, so it seems like we're building up to something really big. Let's break this down. Getting the Mad Queen ready for her scene. This is so great. It almost seems like they're ramping up to something even bigger, like behind the scenes featurette or just something that's a little more full in these really quick teasers. But they stuck this one at the end of Big Little Lies, which just had its finale, so it's almost like they're attaching Game of Thrones stuff to the end of ongoing HBO series, like whenever the finales happen for other series that are airing. But the thing is the next big thing that's ending for them is Girls Season 6, and that's not till the end of April, so that's a ways off. So because South by Southwest is literally happening in the next couple of days, they might be dropping something even bigger. That's been the theory for a while. So we got to talk about Cersei, Euron, and what's happening in King's Landing during Season 7. So there is a new round of the Game of Thrones giveaway. I'm giving away the enhanced editions of the books. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. So the point at which we left Cersei is that she was being crowned queen amongst this crowd of really frightened looking people. Nobody looked happy when they were standing there like, oh my god, our worst nightmare just came true. The queen that we just mocked and paraded naked through the streets is now in charge of everyone, and because her children are dead, she is completely unburdened of any morality that she had before. If there was anything good in her before, it was her children. Now that that is gone, you can only imagine how terrible she's going to be. She is going to put Euron Greyjoy to shame when it comes to villains during Season 7. Maybe not book Euron. If you're not familiar with book Euron Greyjoy, there's so many more terrible things that they allude to what he's done over the years. He sexually abused his younger brothers. Remember, he's the brother of Balon Greyjoy, Victarion, in the Damp Hair. In the way George R. Martin has presented him is that he's going to be much more terrible in the future, so no idea how the TV show is going to address that. But the Damp Hair has this nightmarish vision of Euron as he's lashed to the prow of Euron's ship, where he sees Euron on the Iron Throne sitting next to someone with fair hair wearing Valyrian armor. So it's almost like the Damp Hair is having a vision of Euron potentially becoming king of Westeros, so it seems like it's going to be really terrible. But TV show Euron isn't quite as big of a character, quite as big of a villain. Barring White Walkers and the Night King south of the Wall, it sounds like they're presenting Cersei as the final boss of Season 7. But the problem is that because the Tyrells control the grain supply in Westeros, or at least most of the grain, and they've aligned with the Targaryen restoration, Cersei is going to run out of food very soon. Remember that story that Stannis told about how the Onion Knight saved him during Robert's Rebellion? He was holed up in Storm's End and they were running out of supplies. They had to hold out for more than 6 months to a year. They had eaten the horses, they had eaten all the leather, they were eating anything that wasn't a rock. So Davos basically smuggled in onions, and that's how he became the Onion Knight, because he brought them food. Even though it was onions, it was still some form of sustenance that helped them survive to the end of Robert's Rebellion. So I don't think it's going to get quite that desperate for Cersei. I don't think the season is going to take place over a 6-month period. So they do have supplies in King's Landing that will probably last. But the thing is King's Landing is a really big place, and they're going to run out of food really fast no matter what. And there's the problem of Daenerys' fleet. And that's really where you get into Euron's true value at sea. That's really where his power is. So it seems like rapid transit system style compression of time, Euron has rebuilt himself a fleet and will just harass Daenerys' fleet as much as possible. So there is this big Daenerys-Cersei battle that they're hyping up, but you also have this Greyjoy family civil war that's going on too. That was the whole reason for them aligning with Daenerys. You help us get rid of our uncle, we'll help you take Westeros. So if you feel like they brushed over Euron in Season 6, it sounds like he's going to be much more critical to Cersei's campaign in Season 7. And hopefully they'll let him have some fun, because he's really great as a villain. I feel like that's where his real strength in the narrative is being this huge antagonist, even if he's going to be a much bigger antagonist in Winds of Winter, the book, than he is on the TV show. But can you just imagine the terms he's going to extract from Cersei in exchange for his help?
Except I'm the one who's going to build the Iron Fleet, because I'm the one who knows how to use it. I've been all over the world. I've seen more of it than all of you combined. And across the sea, there is a person who hates the great lords of Westeros just as much as we do. Someone with a large army, 3 large dragons, and no husband. I'm going to build that fleet, and I'm going to gallivant right over and give it to Daenerys Targaryen, along with my big cock.
He was all about perving after Daenerys, so now it sounds like he's going to be harassing Cersei in that same way too, just being the worst human imaginable in the best possible way. Because what does Cersei have to offer? There is no king, so she can offer her hand in marriage, but her big thing is that she doesn't want to have anything to do with getting married. Like, they've tried to force her to marry Loras, and she wasn't having it. She's like, I'm not getting married again. I didn't want to get married to Robert in the first place. I'm done being forced to do things that I don't want to do. But now it sounds like the big twist is that she's going to be forced into an alliance with Euron. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen. She's forced to team up with Euron to defend against Daenerys' fleet. What do you think that she's going to have to give to Euron in order to get his help? What's going to happen is my next Game of Thrones video will be on Sunday, because that's when the South by Southwest Game of Thrones panel is happening. So if they drop new footage, I'll do a video for that. If they just talk about the season, I'll explain what's going on. So congratulations to last week's book giveaway winner, Kurt Joseph. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. So there was a new round that started in this video. I'll announce the winner when I post that South by Southwest Game of Thrones video on Sunday. But there's a whole bunch of Logan Easter eggs coming. There's some Deadpool, so I'll try to get that out as fast as possible. While you wait for that, you can click here for that other Game of Thrones teaser, and you can click here for my Deadpool trailer video. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in the next video.